Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
So I think in last class we talked about fragmentation. Basically, we were looking at the DIFS based methods. Those methods are called as DCF, that is distributed coordination function, or they are actually contention based traffic. Okay? And we have seen that every time we transmit a packet, we need to go through contention. Okay? Fragmentation also, like here also we have seen that the RTS packet was sent after DIFS, so there will be contention. Okay, but contention will be like suffered by or is taken care by the first fragment. Subsequent fragment does not need to go through the same phase of contention again. Okay. Now we need to start with PCF mode, I suppose. Were we on this slide in last class? This is what I remember, that I need to
Yes, sir.
start with the PCF, is it? Okay. So in order to take care of the centralized method and the distributed method, there is a concept called as super frame. Suppose this is the duration of super frame. Okay. Some part of the super frame is for PCF mode. So इसमें सिर्फ PCF चलेगा आपका. Nobody will try to contend for transmitting any local packet. While this mode, once the PCF is over, the DCF will start. That is, the contention based traffic will start. Once the duration of super frame is over, the next super frame will start. Once again, it will have two parts, PCF and DCF. Okay. This is what super frame is. It is basically scheduled that the interval of super frame is suppose 2 seconds and it will start at this interval, is it? So every 2 seconds you will find that there is a super frame being started. Look at this diagram now. T0 is the time when super frame was scheduled to start. Here are the super frame. You can see that these are all your centralized traffic or PCF mode. And the diagram is horizontally long enough so as to take two different slides. So half of the diagram is here, the other half is here. You can see that the super frame is ending at T4. Okay. So this is what is a super frame. Let's see how it works within the super frame. So T0 was the scheduled time when super frame was supposed to start. But some station has acquired the medium, and you can see that the frame transmission goes on till sometime T1. So आपका super frame T0 पे start नहीं हो पाया because the medium was not free. Medium became busy the next instant after T0 at T1. Is it? So medium is free at T1. So we can start our super frame actually at T. So scheduled to start at T0, but now it will start at T1. ठीक है? थोड़ा आगे पीछे होता है. Whenever a super frame starts, the rest of the stations, all the stations in fact, they will set their NAV till the end of PCF mode. इसका जो PCF mode था, super frame का first part is called as PCF. जब PCF खत्म होता है, तब तक के लिए सब अपना NAV सेट कर लेंगे. Because virtually the medium is busy for them. They are not supposed to transmit any contention-based traffic till the PCF part is over. Is it? Because PCF is centralized medium access. Whoever is asked to transmit, only that station can transmit. So you are not supposed to sense the medium and check whether you are eligible to transmit. That algorithm does not come into picture. Okay? So everybody will set their NAV. Now, at T1, when the super frame starts, medium has to remain free for PIFS. Then only you can start your centralized medium access. The access point can start your PCF mode. So you can see that after PIFS, the access point starts polling. This process is called as polling. Polling in the sense asking. Is it? Asking all the stations one by one. Okay. So you can see that the access point has started with the first station. D1 means data frame for station 1. अगर access point को कोई data frame देना है, so it will send that data frame. At the same time, it is polling station number 1. So station 1 can respond after SIFS. Now look at this. अब आपको PIFS wait करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Rest of the things can work after SIFS. ठीक है? So station 1 responds with a frame. Suppose U1 is the frame which is sent by station 1. So उसको एक frame जो poll किया था उसके response में उसने एक frame भेज दिया. Once done, after SIFS, it continues to send the data from for station 2 and get the frame from station 2. Again, everything you can see that they are all happening after SIFS. Okay, it will continue doing so with the other station. So it sends D3 to station 3. Station 3 suppose does not have anything to transmit. Like U3, it is not there. Station 3 is not ready with any data. It does not have anything to transmit. So access point or the point coordinator does not receive anything after SIFS. कि ये जो फ्रेम आनी थी U3 वो SIFS तक पहुंच जानी चाहिए. If it does not receive anything till SIFS, at the max it will wait for PIFS. और PIFS के बाद, without waiting any further for station 3, it continues with station 4. ठीक है? अगर कोई स्टेशन को कुछ नहीं भेजना है, तो after PIFS, the point coordinator moves to the next station. Suppose D4. In response, it responds with U4. Once all the stations are polled, after SIFS, it broadcasts a message called as CF end. CF stands for contention free period, which is nothing but your PCF mode. ये आपका PCF mode था, which is also called as contention free period. Why? Because there is no contention in this area, is it? So it broadcasts a message that I am done with all the stations. I am no longer running the centralized algorithm. So you all can start your distributed algorithm. So it is indicated by a message called a CF end. And immediately upon getting that message, suppose it was scheduled to end at T3, assuming that there were 10 station और हर एक station को इतना time लगता है, उसके हिसाब से it was planned that PCF mode will continue to till T3. But you can see that some of the station did not respond. So it actually ended slightly early. So you can see that it ended at T2. और जैसे ही आपने CF end भेजा, your PCF mode is ending. Suppose at T2. Rest of the stations will cut down their NAV. They will clear their NAV. You can see that this NAV is cleared now. Actually, it was planned till this point, but now they all will clear their NAV upon getting the CF end. So आपका NAV clear हो चुका है. It does not have anything in the NAV now. You are all free to sense the medium and run the contention based algorithm. Okay, so you can see that this part is contention period, something that we have seen in the earlier slides. RTS, CTS, वो सारी methods इसमें start होगी. Is it? Once the super frame का schedule that is over at T4, again at T4 a new super frame will start. Once again PCF mode, once again NAV will be set and likewise. Okay, so you can see that PCF followed by DCF. This is how it works in wireless LAN. Advantage क्या है? During PCF will guarantee that every station will get some bandwidth to transmit at least one packet in one cycle. Is it आपको at least one packet का chance मिलेगा? But every station may not have uniform traffic available. यानी कि uniform number of packets available. अगर सबके पास equal number of packets होते तो best algorithm would have been round robin. सबको एक एक पैकेट भेजने का चांस दो, will ensure that everybody gets the uniform bandwidth. But this is not the case, is it? Normally the traffic tends to be bursty. Bursty in the sense some station might have huge amount of data to transmit at some point of time, at other point of time they may not have anything to transmit. Similarly, फिलहाल आपके पास suppose out of 100 computers, 3 or 4 computers have huge amount of data to be transmitted, large number of frames to be transmitted, while rest of the stations does not. Do you think that PCF mode will work? आपने ये 4 स्टेशन जिसके बहुत सारे पैकेट है सबको बोला एक एक भेज दो, भेजा, उसके बाद you keep on calling rest of the 96 stations only to find that they do not have anything to transmit. What about the time that you have spent in polling those 96 stations? It's of no use, is it? So better is to ensure that such kind of packets or such kind of stations should transmit more number of packets during the contention. जितने ज़्यादा पैकेट होंगे उतने ज़्यादा कंटेंट करेंगे उतने ही ज़्यादा उनको पैकेट भेजने का चांस मिलेगा. Is it? This is how it is. So this is like contention based period or contention period is like best effort. आप जितनी ज़्यादा एफर्ट डालोगे उतना ज़्यादा आपको मौका मिलेगा. सो जो स्टेशन रेडी नहीं है वो कंटेंट ही नहीं करेगा, जो स्टेशन रेडी है वो कंटेंट करेगा एंड ही विल विन द रेस, ही विल ट्रांसमिट द पैकेट likewise. Is it? So actually we try to ensure that contention में कभी कभार ऐसा भी होता है कि one station does not get a chance to transmit at all. So this will ensure that every station gets some kind of bandwidth, while this ways will ensure that some station who has more amount of data to transmit is given the chance to get given a chance to transmit more number of packets rather than one packet at a time in one cycle. Okay, so you can see that this sort of algorithm takes care of both the requirements, uniform requirement as well as diversified requirement. Okay, is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the earlier slides we looked at 802.3 Ethernet frame format. Now we'll look at 802.11 frame format. Look at the frame. This is your frame. The numbers given on top of this field or top of every field are in terms of bytes. So frame control is 2 byte, that is 16-bit. Duration is 2 byte. Duration we already talked about, is it? We talked about duration in RTS, CTS, data, acknowledgement, fragment, everywhere we have duration field. Okay, so duration field is basically used to indicate the time it will take to complete this transaction, is it? And we have already seen like how exactly we can compute the value of duration. amount of data that you would like to transmit as part of this transaction plus 2 to 3 SIFs जितनी आपको जरूरत है, is it? This was the duration field. Then we have address fields. So these addresses are nothing but MAC addresses. So MAC address is always a 6-byte number. So you can see that we have address 1, address 2, address 3, and one more address after the sequence control field, address 4. So we got 4 different MAC addresses in the MAC layer frame of wireless LAN. Okay. In between, we have a field called as sequence control. That sequence control is nothing but your sequence number field of 2 bytes. Okay. Sequence number हमने already देखा है, like in data link layer we have seen that 1-bit sequence number, 3-bit sequence number, and likewise. But practically, you will find that sequence number field is around 2 bytes, that is 16 bits or so. Here it is 16 bits. Then we have data field of 0 to 2312. So maximum payload of 802.11 or wireless LAN is 2312 bytes. This is other what data लेके नहीं जा सकते. Finally, we have CRC of 4 bytes. Is it? CRC is used to protect the frame. ठीक है? CRC आपको पता है ये क्या है. The 16-bit frame control actually has some number of control fields. Is it? So the breakup of those 16-bit is given here. This is actually your frame control field. So these numbers below this on the top of this subfields indicates the size in terms of bits. ये सबका total मारो आप तो आपका 16 total होगा. It is actually your frame control field. Okay. So frame control is not a single field, but it has so many subfields. These are those subfields. Have a look at those subfields. The first field is protocol version, 2 bits, to indicate the version of 802.11. Okay, वो fix रहेगा for every frame because this does not change from frame to frame. अगर आपका कोई नया version आता है 802.11 का, तो we might say that the earlier version was 00, now it is 01. Okay, so this is protocol version. Next is 2 bits for type. So there are 4 different types of frames possible, of which currently only 3 are used. There are 3 different types of frames: data frame, control frame, and management frame. Okay? Data frame we already seen. Control frame is your ACK, RTS, CTS. ये सारे आपके control frame. ठीक है? The control packets basically. So the type would be set to, अगर आप suppose ACK भेज रहे हो तो उसका type हो सकता है data is set to 00 क्योंकि 2 bit की field है. Control is 01 and management might be 10. These are 3 different types of frames. 11 is not being used anywhere because 3 ही type है और अपने पास 4 possible values है जिसमें से 3 use हो. ठीक है? Then we have subtype is of 4 bit. Subtype is this. ठीक है, आपका कंट्रोल पैकेट है वो ठीक है, बट कंट्रोल पैकेट में क्या है? इज इट एक्नॉलेजमेंट, इज इट आरटीएस, इज इट सीटीएस? सो इट इज स्पेसिफिकली इंडिकेटेड विद द सब टाइप फील्ड. ठीक है. सिमिलर मैनेजमेंट, तो देर आर so many types of management functions. Around 10 to 12 management functions are possible. Is it? Like probe request is a packet which is used to scan the access point. आप कंप्यूटर चालू करते हो, वाईफाई चालू करते हो, आपको दिखाता है कि देर आर 10 वायरलेस एक्सेस पॉइंट्स प्रेजेंट अराउंड यू. पता कैसे चलता है? बिकॉज आपने प्रोब किया. सो उसके लिए यू आर सपोज टू जनरेट अ प्रोब रिक्वेस्ट. इट इज ब्रॉडकास्टेड. उसके रिस्पॉन्स में आता है प्रोब रिस्पॉन्स. ठीक है. सो प्रोब रिक्वेस्ट, प्रोब रिस्पॉन्स. देन वी हैव ऑथेंटिकेशन. यू आर सपोज टू ऑथेंटिकेट योरसेल्फ विद द एक्सेस पॉइंट. जो की आपने डाली है वो की को लेकर ऑथेंटिकेशन होता है. सो ऑथेंटिकेशन रिक्वेस्ट, ऑथेंटिकेशन रिस्पॉन्स. देन वंस यू आर ऑथेंटिकेटेड यू आर सपोज टू कनेक्ट टू एक्सेस पॉइंट. कनेक्ट मीन्स association. So it is called as association request, association response. Suppose you are moving, mobility. Currently you are here. This is the access point under which you are getting the connectivity. If you keep moving like this at some point of time, you might leave the coverage area of this access point and enter the coverage area of a different access point. So now you are supposed to connect to the new access point. ठीक है, this process is called as roaming or handoff. ठीक है, और हैंड ओवर, तो आप कोई भी बोल सकते हैं, हैंड ऑफ, हैंड ओवर, रोमिंग. बेसिकली दिस सपोर्ट्स मोबिलिटी. ठीक है, सो आप यहाँ जाते हो तो यू आर सपोज टू रीएसोसिएट with the new access point. So at that time, you are supposed to transmit a reassociation request. In response, you might get reassociation response, is it? And likewise. So these are all the management packets which are sent. समझ में आ रहा है? So type will be set to management and subtype will be set to either probe request, probe response, authentication response, authentication request response, and likewise. And accordingly, the codes are reserved for those specific packets. Okay? Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next field is to DS and from DS. What is the distribution system? It was told on Monday at the time of explaining distribution system that I'll ask this question on Friday. Today is Friday.
Sir, so basically, access points को connect we connect through the Ethernet cable that is existing Ethernet.
Yes, correct. Yeah, so what exactly is the distribution system in that diagram? Suppose in that architecture. Wired part of the network, correct? ठीक है, चलो I'll repeat it. एक दो लोगों ने आंसर दिया इसलिए आई एम हैप्पीली रिपीटिंग इट. ठीक है, A1, A2, सपोज दिस आर योर एक्सेस पॉइंट्स, और ये उसका कवरेज एरिया होगा जिसके अंदर आपके वायरलेस एक्सेस पॉइंट्स माइट बी प्रेजेंट, इज इट? एंड लाइकवाइज दिस इज योर कवरेज एरिया. But don't you think that your access point are actually connected to some kind of Ethernet like this? You might have a switch here. This is your switch, and two access points are connected to a switch, or they might be connected to two different switches. And those two switches might be internally connected like this. The access point may be connected to this switch also, if not here. Okay, what this part is called as the distribution system. Wired part of the LAN. ठीक है, because your LAN will typically have some wired part, some wireless. निर्मा में ही आप देख सकते हो, most of the part is wired. All our lab computers are connected by wired Ethernet, but at the same time we have wireless extension also, and those access points are actually connected to our wired network somewhere on some of the ports, on some of the switches, is it? So this is called as DS, that is distribution system. Access point actually represents part of the distribution system. So आपका distribution system actually इसको भी include करता है like this. ठीक है, उसका wireless part है वो distribution system में नहीं आता, बाकी access point itself is part of the distribution system. ठीक है, now have a look at this case. You have an access point, you have a laptop here. The laptop is sending a packet over this wireless link. The packet is traveling like this in this direction. यानी कि लैपटॉप ने पैकेट जनरेट किया है. सपोज ये आपका दूसरा एक्सेस पॉइंट है, ये आपका दूसरा लैपटॉप है विच इज कनेक्टेड टू द सेकेंड एक्सेस पॉइंट वायरलेस. आपको लैपटॉप 1 से लैपटॉप 2 पे पैकेट भेजना है. ठीक है, सपोज द पैकेट इज करंटली हियर. लुक एट दिस टू फील्ड्स, to distribution system and from distribution system. So basically it indicates the direction in which the packet is traveling. Can somebody tell me the value of from DS and to DS given that the packet is here? And these are 1-bit field. अगर from DS 1 है, इसका मतलब the packet is coming from the distribution system. 2DS 1 है, इसका मतलब the packet is coming or packet is going towards the distribution system. So what do you think? What are the values of 2DS and from DS? Given that the packet is here, it is sent by laptop going towards the access point. Yes. Are we connected? 0 to 1. There is nothing like 0 to 1. 0 and 1 may be the answer. From DS and 2DS, these are two different fields. 2DS क्या होगा सबसे पहले? सपोज 2DS and suppose from DS. Is it going towards the distribution system? Yes. So 2ds is 1. Is it coming from the distribution system? No. So it is 0. समझ में आ रहा है? So 2ds and from ds will be 0 if the packet is here. Suppose the packet somehow travels to second access point. Second access point से वो laptop 2 की तरफ जाता है. यानी कि the packet is here. What is the value of from ds and 2ds now?
Sir,
Towards
from
the
DS,
Sir, from will be 1 and 2 will be 0.
समझ में आ रहा है? Look at the difference. जब पैकेट यहाँ से यहाँ जा रहा था तब इसकी वैल्यू 1 0 थी. जब एक्सेस पॉइंट टू लैपटॉप जा रहा है तब इसकी वैल्यू 0 1 होगी. And those fields are manipulated by the access point depending upon what is the current state of the packet. वो कहाँ जा रहा है या कहाँ से आ रहा है. ठीक है. If the two access points are connected by means of a wired link, तो wired link पे आपका Ethernet packet चलेगा. Is it? So ये आपका Wi-Fi packet है. Access point will convert it into a Ethernet packet. The Ethernet packet will travel to other access point. Other access point will again convert that Ethernet packet into 802.11 packet and transmit in the wireless environment. This is how it works. ठीक है. Okay. Can we have a wireless distribution system? That is, the two access points are connected to each other via a wireless link. Possible, is it? We can have, it is also called as wireless bridging of the access point, or it is basically the wireless distribution system. So rather than wired distribution system, we can have a wireless distribution system. ठीक है. अगर ये वायरलेस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम है तो इसमें जो फ्रेम चलेगी वो ईथरनेट फ्रेम नहीं होगी. इट विल बी 802.11 फ्रेम, यानी कि वाईफाई फ्रेम होगी. सपोज द फ्रेम इज हियर नाउ. द सेम केस, फ्रेम यहाँ से एक्सेस पॉइंट पे पहुंची. दिस एक्सेस पॉइंट टू दैट एक्सेस पॉइंट, इट इज ट्रैवलिंग ओवर द वायरलेस लिंक. What is the value of from ds and 2ds now? The frame is between the two access points. From ds 2ds क्या होगा? Yes.
Sir, 1 1.
Correct. It is 1 1. समझ में आ रहा है? It is coming from a access point, यानी कि from a distribution system. It is going to a access point, which is again a distribution system. So from ds 2ds both will be 1. ठीक है. Is there any case where from ds and 2ds both are 0? That it is neither going to an access point nor it is coming from an access point. It is only possible when two laptops talk to each other. दो लैपटॉप है, they are connected wirelessly to each other. And this kind of network is called as ad hoc network. ठीक है, ad hoc network. So in case of ad hoc network, we do not have any access point like entity. Two laptops connect to each other, transmit data over the wireless link, and they can communicate. If a packet is somewhere over here now, when a packet is sent by laptop, it is to be received by laptop. It is neither coming from distribution system nor it is going to a distribution system. So it will be 0 0. Got it? These are 4 different cases and 4 different combinations possible between these two fields of 2ds and from ds. Got it? More fragment. This is to indicate that, like fragmentation, we already seen that one packet may be divided into 3 pieces or 3 fragments. The first fragment जब जा रहा है तब इसके अंदर इस fragment का more fragment bit is set to 1, indicating that this is not the last or this is not end of the packet, but few more fragments are following. ठीक है. Similarly, second fragment will also have this bit set to 1, indicating the receiver that this is not end of the packet. पैकेट को एंड करने के लिए और थोड़े फ्रेगमेंट्स की जरूरत है जो आ रहा है. Similarly, the third fragment which is traveling will have this bit set to 0, indicating that no more fragments are there. I am the end of the packet. So you can reassemble. ठीक है. This is the more fragment bit. And ये सारी 1 bit filled है. So either the value can be 0 or 1. Retry bit, if you send a packet or a frame basically, somehow it has failed, maybe because of collision or it is corrupted or whatever may be the reason, you are not receiving the acknowledgement. It means the frame has failed. You are supposed to retransmit that frame. So if you are retransmitting a frame, the retry bit is set to 1. in the original copy or the first copy of the frame, it will be 0. For all subsequent retransmissions of the frame, it will be set to 1, because this is retry of one of the frame which was transmitted earlier. Okay. Power management bit, because your laptop is not a laptop का transceiver जो है यानी कि वाईफाई का LAN card, it is not on all the time. Most of the time it is slipping in the sense the transceiver is switched off. Like suppose if you do not wish to transmit anything, why not to switch off the transceiver so that I can save some battery, save some energy. Because wireless कहीं भी आता है तो 90 more than 95, 98 or almost 100% of the devices are battery operated devices. Be it your mobile phone, tablet, laptop, जिसमें भी Wi-Fi transceiver लगा तो mostly you will find that they are battery operated devices and it is our responsibility to save battery. ठीक है, आपने देखा होगा आप अपने मोबाइल फोन पे वाईफाई पूरा दिन चालू रखो तो आपकी बैटरी कितने टाइम चलती है, अब वाईफाई बंद करके रखो तो कितना टाइम चलती है, गिवन दैट इन रेस्ट ऑफ द टाइम द यूसेज इन बोथ द केसेस रिमेन्स द सेम, यू विल बी एबल टू फाइंड दैट इफ द वाईफाई इज ऑफ आपका बैटरी ज़्यादा चल रहा है. ठीक है, बिकॉज वाईफाई ट्रांससीवर कंज्यूम सम बैटरी. सिमिलरली विद ब्लूटूथ, सिमिलरली विथ योर सेल्युलर डेटा, 4G बंद कर दो तो भी आपका बैटरी कंजम्पशन कम होगा. इज इट? सो ये जो स्लिप में जाना, इट इज़ नॉट एक्चुअली मैनुअल, आपको मैन्युअली ऑन ऑफ नहीं करना है. लैपटॉप, उसका ट्रांसीवर और द मैक प्रोटोकॉल विल डिसाइड व्हेन टू स्विच ऑफ, व्हेन टू रिमेन अवेक. इज इट? सो पावर मैनेजमेंट बिट इंडिकेट्स द एक्सेस पॉइंट. ये फ्रेम जब लैपटॉप भेज रहा है एक्सेस पॉइंट को, तब वो एक्सेस पॉइंट को एक्चुअली बता रहा है कि आई एम गोइंग टू स्लिप. Power management bit is set to 1. इसका मतलब you are asking the laptop that I am going to sleep. If you receive a frame for me, जो आपको भी डिलीवर करनी है, लैपटॉप को डिलीवर करनी है, तो because the laptop is sleeping, access point cannot deliver that frame to the laptop because the laptop का transceiver is off. Basically, by means of this bit, I am asking the laptop that I am going to sleep. If there is an incoming frame for me, you buffer it. You keep it with you for some time. I will collect later. समझ में आ रहा है? So this is the message which is sent by the laptop whenever it is going to sleep. ठीक है, और buffered frame है वो बाद में access point can send it to the laptop whenever the laptop is back. उसके लिए भी algorithm है, but I don't think we should get into that level of details. फिलहाल हमारा काम है overview लेना wireless LAN का, and I'll try to restrict myself to the overview of wireless LAN. ठीक है, more data ये कब जरूरत पड़ती है? Like I'll clear the screen now because there are so many things written. Okay. So again, the access point, this is your laptop. The laptop was sleeping. Access point has buffered, suppose 4 or 5 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 frames are buffered with the access point. When the laptop comes back, it intimates the access point that I'm back. So the laptop will transmit the first frame. जो first buffer frame थी वो भेज देगा. And it is possible that after receiving the first frame, the laptop might go back to sleep without even knowing that there are few more frames buffered with the access point, and I am supposed to remain awake and receive all those 4. वो laptop को पता नहीं होगा. So it is possible that after receiving the first frame, it might go back to sleep. So more data field will be set by the access point in the first frame which is sent to the laptop. So laptop will understand that, okay, there are few more data packets buffered for me. I should not go to sleep immediately. Rather, I should continue to remain awake and receive rest of the frames which are transmitted by the access point. Okay, this is where more data is used. WEP is wired equivalence privacy. It indicates that the complete frame is encrypted with WEP. Okay, WEP is the encryption method, and the complete frame is encrypted with WEP. Order bit, if it is set to 1, basically we are sending a command to receiver that you should process all the frames exactly in this sequence. ठीक है, so इसका वैसे आप ना भी भेजो तो भी it is by default mandatory that you are supposed to process the frames in order. ठीक है, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all the fields.
Yes,
I
sir.
suppose I've taken sufficient examples to explain these fields. ठीक है. Anybody has any question related to why 4 addresses? Ethernet had 2 addresses. Is it? Then why do we have 4 MAC addresses in wireless? Look at this. Try to understand. Once again, I'll draw a diagram. This is your access point 1, access point 2, laptop 1, laptop 2. Laptop 1 is trying to send a packet to laptop 2. Again, the packet will travel like this. It will go to the first access point. From there, it will go to the second access point. From there, it will go to the third access point. Sorry, the laptop, is it? I'll say that this is A1, that is the first access point. A2 is the second access point. L1 is the laptop 1. L2 is your laptop 2. My requirement is that I am trying to send a packet from laptop 1 to laptop 2. Who is the source of the packet? सोर्स यानी कि जो पैकेट को जनरेट कर रहा है, बना रहा है, किसने बनाया है पैकेट को? इतना तो बोल ही सकते हो. यस, इतना तो एक्सपेक्ट कर सकता हूँ मैं. इज इट? हु इज द डेस्टिनेशन जिसको फाइनल डिलीवरी होनी है?
L2.
L2. इज इट? सो ईथरनेट में आपके यही 2 एड्रेस होते हैं, L1 एंड L2. स्विच का एड्रेस नहीं होता. लैपटॉप भेज रहा है, ये एक डेस्कटॉप कंप्यूटर भेज रहा है दूसरे डेस्कटॉप को, वो सोर्स होगा और डेस्टिनेशन होगा. दैट्स इट. Apart from that, while the packet is transmitted by the laptop, the packet is here, the frame is here. Who has emitted the frame in wireless environment is called as transmitter. Transmitter in the sense जिसने फ्रेम को वायरलेस नेटवर्क में रखा है, ट्रांसमिट किया है, छोड़ा है वायरलेस नेटवर्क में. किसने ट्रांसमिट किया? द फ्रेम इज हियर. L1. L1 ने रखा ना वायरलेस में. Who is
Yes,
the
sir.
receiver? Who is the receiver of this frame? रिसीवर यानी कि वायरलेस से इस फ्रेम को कंज्यूम कौन करने वाला है, रिसीव कौन करने वाला
A1.
है? A1. समझ में आ रहा है? You can see that these are the 4 addresses: source, destination, transmitter, receiver. But while the packet is here, you can see that source and transmitter are common, overlapping. So 3 ही एड्रेस की जरूरत है. While the packet is being delivered by A2 to L1, that is the packet is here. Who is the transmitter? बता सकते हो आप? Source destination आपका same रहेगा. Who is the transmitter? A2.
A2.
Who is the receiver?
L2.
L2. So now you can see that L2 is common. Again, we need 3 addresses. समझ में आ रहा है? Destination and receiver are same. Suppose the 2 access points are connected by means of wireless distribution system, and the packet is here. Who is the source? L1. Who is the destination? L2. Who is the transmitter?
A1.
Who is the receiver?
A2.
समझ में आ रहा है? कितने एड्रेसेस है? डिस्टिंक्ट कितने एड्रेस है? L1, L2, A1, A2. 4 एड्रेस. So this is the only case where we need 4 addresses. The rest of the cases में we need only 3 addresses because one of the address would be common. ठीक है? Is this fine? This slide will explain how to interpret the addresses based on from DS to DS. Because आप देख सकते हैं मैंने आपको अलग अलग कंडीशन बताई थी. जब पैकेट यहाँ था तब from DS to DS क्या था? Is it 10? So while the packet is here, we can say that 2DS from DS will be 10. While the packet is here, 2DS and from DS will be 01. While the packet is between these two, the value will be 11. And accordingly, you can see that the interpretation of 4 addresses were different at different points. This is how it is indicated. In ad hoc network, 00 hoga. First address is your destination address, second address is your source address, third address is your BSS ID. ठीक है, what is BSS ID? ये आपका कवरेज एरिया है फर्स्ट एक्सेस पॉइंट का, ये कवरेज एरिया है सेकेंड एक्सेस पॉइंट का, and this is your access point suppose, and these are all the laptops. Second access point, and these are all the laptops. Is it? This area is called as BSS, यानी कि basic service set. ये रहा. This area is called as basic service set. उसके अंदर कौन कौन है basic service set? All the laptops which are present here and connected to this access point. So all laptops plus access point. This devices are considered to be part of this BSS. I'll say that it is BSS1. This is your BSS2. क्योंकि उसके अंदर एक्सेस पॉइंट अलग है और उसके सेट ऑफ लैपटॉप्स अलग है. ठीक है. So all these computers and laptop is considered to be part of B2. B1 and B2 is identified with identifier called as BSS ID. So दोनों का एक एक ID होगा. That ID is nothing but MAC address of the access point. MAC address of the access point is your BSS ID. So यहाँ क्या लिखा है? BSS ID, it is nothing but your access point. ठीक है. So in infrastructure mode, जब 2DS0 है, from DS1 है, यानी कि लैपटॉप टू एक्सेस पॉइंट टू लैपटॉप, तब first address is destination address, second address is BSS ID, which is nothing but access point. SI is source address, it is nothing but your final destination. ठीक है. When the value is 10, यानी कि to access point, the packet is traveling towards the access point from laptop. First address is your receiver address, nothing but access point. Second address source address होगा, third address आपका destination address होगा. ठीक है. Infrastructure network within distribution system, wireless distribution system, when the value of 2DS and from DS is 11. Four addresses are receiver address, transmitter address, destination address, and source address. Is it? बाकी तीनों केस में we don't need the fourth address. यहाँ पर जो fourth address है वो जरूरत नहीं पड़ती. ठीक है. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. Look at the spatial frames. ACK, RTS, CTS, उसका फ्रेम फॉर्मेट. सो एक्नॉलेजमेंट का फ्रेम फॉर्मेट, फ्रेम कंट्रोल 16 बिट का है, ड्यूरेशन है, एक ही एड्रेस और CRC, बिकॉज एक्नॉलेजमेंट डज नॉट कैरी एनी डेटा. एक ही एड्रेस क्यों है? रिसीवर का एड्रेस, बिकॉज लुक, A is sending a frame to B. B is supposed to respond with the acknowledgement. So A के पास एक्नॉलेजमेंट कहाँ से आ सकता है? Only one possibility from B. So B को अपना एड्रेस इंक्लूड करने की जरूरत नहीं है. सिर्फ ए का एड्रेस इंक्लूड करता है कि ओके दिस एक्नॉलेजमेंट इज फॉर ए, दैट्स इट. सो रिसीवर एड्रेस ओनली. RTS इज सेंट बाय ए टू बी. इज इट? तो उसमें बी का तो एड्रेस होना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज पता कैसे चलेगा पैकेट रिसीव किसको करना. सो इट नीड्स रिसीवर एड्रेस. It needs transmitter address also. Why? Because upon receiving the RTS, B is supposed to respond to the sender. तो B को पता कैसे चलेगा सेंडर कौन था? इसके लिए आपको ट्रांसमीटर एड्रेस भी यूज करना इन RTS. ठीक है. बाकी रेस्ट ऑफ द फील्ड्स आर सेम. यू कैन सी दैट ड्यूरेशन सब में CRC. CTS is acknowledgement to RTS, so it is exactly like this acknowledgement. Is this clear? So you can see that in wireless LAN we can have a frame with single address, double address, 3 address, and 4 address. It is possible to have frames with all different combinations. 1, 2, 3, 4. चारों 4 एड्रेस, 1 हो सकता है, 2 हो सकता है, 3 हो सकता है, 4 हो सकता है. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द फ्रेम फॉर्मेट ऑफ स्पेशल फ्रेम्स. ये डेटा फ्रेम थी आपकी और ये आपकी कंट्रोल फ्रेम, स्पेशल फ्रेम. तो मैनेजमेंट फंक्शन जो मैंने आपको आगे बताया था, आई डोंट थिंक इट इज इन द स्कोप ऑफ दिस सब्जेक्ट. ये भी जो मैंने अभी आपको स्लाइड्स पढ़ा रहा हूँ ये सब एक्स्ट्रा है. रिमेंबर, ये सर आपका टेनेनबॉम बुक में नहीं है. नाइदर इट इज पार्ट ऑफ टेनेनबॉम ऑफिशियल स्लाइड्स. This contents are taken from a different book, and these slides are also from a book called as Mobile Communication by Schiller. Probably these slides जो मैंने wireless LAN की पढ़ाई है आपको, I'm not sure, may not have been covered in the other two division, B and D. शायद हम लोग इसीलिए पीछे चल रहे हैं, because I tend to cover some extra things if I feel that it is required. So हो सकता है because वो दोनों डिवीजन में अभी उनका नेटवर्क लेयर कब से चालू हो गया, and we are still in MAC layer. ठीक है. So इसीलिए शायद मुझे थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा लेक्चर्स की ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ेगी. ठीक है. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट वायरलेस लैन. देयर आर फ्यू मोर थिंग्स टू वायरलेस लैन, बट आई डोंट थिंक इट इज लाइक द टाइम विल परमिट मी टू कवर और टॉक अबाउट दोस टॉपिक्स. सो दिस इज ऑल अबाउट वायरलेस लैन दैट आई वांटेड टू से. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक इज वायरलेस ब्रॉडबैंड, जो कवर नहीं करने वाले हम लोग. इट इज 802.16. देन वी हैव ब्लूटूथ विच इज 802.15.4. 15 बेसिकली इज standard for personal area network, is it? So Bluetooth is one of such personal area network. Next is RFID, is radio frequency identification. This also we are not going to cover. Next topic is data link layer switching. Okay, this is the next topic that I intend to cover, but I think we'll cover this after a break of around 10 minutes. Okay, so we'll pause here for maybe around 10 minutes and we'll come back and continue with, this is the last topic of MAC layer, data link layer switching. So we'll talk about this after the break. Fine. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll be back after 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah. So all back. Shall we resume?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So data link layer switching, as the name suggests, here we should talk about how the packets are actually switched. Switched in the sense, like we already seen that in Ethernet, the interconnecting devices are hub or switch. Primarily here we'll be talking about a switch. So when a packet comes to a switch, how the packet gets forwarded to a specific port, that process is called as switching. जैसे network layer पे router करता है, that process is called as routing. Here it is called as switching. ठीक है? So data link layer switching, these are the topics that we'll cover. Uses of bridge, learning bridges. Bridge is actually a switch. कहीं भी bridge लिखा है तो आप उसको switch समझ सकते हैं. Is it? In earlier days it used to be called as a bridge, but now nobody calls that device as a bridge. Everybody calls it as a switch. ठीक है? Bridge नाम इसका क्यों पड़ा था? Because there are two video off है. You have one Ethernet segment, you have one more Ethernet segment. In order to connect this to Ethernet, suppose ये आपका hub है और उस पे 10 कंप्यूटर connected है. This side also you have a hub and you have 10 computers connected. But these are two independent LANs. In order to connect this two, I can have a bridge between these two networks. And that is why the name given to is a bridge. नदी के दो तरफ को कनेक्ट करना है तो हम लोग ब्रिज बनाते हैं. Exactly that way. So it is a bridge which connects to Ethernet for two different segments of a LAN. Learning bridges means how the bridges learn the switching table or the MAC address table. We already seen that a switch maintains a MAC address table, and using that table, it forwards the frame. The frame आपकी सारे पोर्ट पे ब्रॉडकास्ट करना है या किसी स्पेसिफिक पोर्ट पे देना है. It is decided by the switch, and it takes that decision based on the table. So how that table is created, how that table is learned, it is called as learning bridges. So we'll see how the bridges learn the MAC address table. Spanning tree is एक सेकंड. नहीं नहीं, मेरा तो लेक्चर है लेकिन केबिन में नहीं लेता, तो यहाँ खाली था. तो आपका लेक्चर है यहाँ पर स्टूडेंट्स आते हैं. ठीक है, तो चल जाएगा. अगर डिस्टर्ब हो रहा है वैसा कुछ है तो मैं शिफ्ट हो जाऊंगा. नहीं नहीं नहीं, ठीक है. Okay, so spanning tree we'll see later, like later in the sense after 2 to 3 slides. I'll not explain what is spanning tree here. Then we'll be talking about different devices like repeater, hub, bridge, switch, router, gateway, etc. These are all the interconnecting devices. And finally, we'll be talking about virtual LANs. Okay? My plan is to finish off with all these topics today itself, अगर हो पाए तो, so that next time we can start with a fresh topic. And with this we'll be able to finish the MAC layer. Okay, so next time we can start with network layer. Switch और bridge, आपको अभी मैंने बताया था कि ये रहा आपका hub and this is your hub Ethernet. ये रहा और एक hub, is it? And this is your devices connected to the hub. So ये दो hub Ethernet है आपके. Is it? And you can see that by using a switch, we can connect this hub to a switch, this hub to a switch, and in turn, both the Ethernets are connected. So this is a bridge, is it? Or it can be called as a switch also. So you can see that a switch can be used to connect multiple segments of a LAN. It is possible to directly connect a computer also. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको यहाँ पूरा hub वाला LAN ही connect करना. On this switch port, you can directly connect one of the PC also. Is it? In that case, that PC itself represents a Ethernet itself. वो एक PC वाला Ethernet है. And that is why कहीं ना कहीं हमने देखा था कि, या शायद अब आएगा, switch does not need CSMA/CD circuitry. Collision के chances नहीं है switch में. वो आपको शायद आगे हम लोग देख चुके हो. Is it? This is how it is. Because anything connected to any port of the switch is like a standalone Ethernet. दूसरे एंड पे कुछ कनेक्ट करो, वो एक कंप्यूटर हो या यू हैव कनेक्टेड अ हब हैविंग मल्टीपल कंप्यूटर्स, इट रिप्रेजेंट्स अ ईथरनेट, be it a single computer or be it a set of computers internally connected by a hub. Basically, they all represent different Ethernets. And with a switch, we are actually connecting multiple Ethernet segments together. Okay. Look at learning bridges in the sense how the bridges learn. Look at this diagram. There are two parts in this diagram, A and B. The left-hand side, look at A. So here we have a bridge, and these are the two ports of this bridge, 1 and 2. On port number 1, suppose we have 3 computers connected. Again, यहाँ दिखाया नहीं है, but we might have a hub here, and to that hub we have connected A, B, and C. Similarly, on the other side, you can see that we have D, E, F, G. बस एक straight line में दिखा है, but we can think of having a hub here, or we can say that it is a old classic Ethernet having a bus topology. Is it? Let it be, but that Ethernet is connected to port number 2 of the bridge, and this Ethernet is connected to port number 1 of the bridge. What do you think? B1, that is the bridge, it needs to have a MAC address table, and the MAC address table will have entry like this, port number, machine A, यानी कि उसका MAC address, B, C are reachable via port number 1. Is this what you are supposed to learn? Do you think that this is the kind of information that you are supposed to store in the MAC address table or switching table? आप उसको MAC address table भी बोल सकते हैं, switching table भी बोल सकते हैं. Do you think that this information will be stored there? That machine A, machine B, and machine C are connected or are reachable via port 1, while D, E, F, G are reachable via port 2. Is this fine? This is something what you are supposed to learn. Okay. Similarly, if I talk about the second topology, B1 and B2 are the two bridges. Look at B1, computer A is connected to port number 1, B2 2, C2 3. B1 and B2 both are internally connected by means of port number 4. They have a direct link. ये आपने कल देखा था VLAN configuration जब मैंने बताया था. Two bridges or two switches can be connected directly. Is it? Port configuration वगैरह सब बताया. So this is that port, or this is that link which connects the two bridges. Similarly, port number 1, 2, 3 of the bridge B2 has computers like D on port number 2 or a port number 1. Port number 2 has a hub connected, and hub has 2 computers, and G, is it? So what is the entry that will exist in B1? A, B, C reachable via port number 1, 2, and 3 respectively. Port number 4 पे क्या क्या है? D, E, F, G, all of them are reachable via port 4. This will be there in the MAC address table of B1. Okay. Similarly, what goes into the MAC address table of B2? A, B, C are reachable via port number 4. D is reachable via port number 1. E and F are reachable via port number 2. G is reachable via port number 3. This is the MAC address table. आपको देखना है? Like I can quickly show it to you. I can create a topology in packet tracer. Yeah, just 1 minute. शायद बनी हुई है topology, वही ले लेते हैं. We'll take this topology which I had created in one of the earlier session. Okay. Okay. So this is your switch. On this side, you can see that I got a hub and 4 computers connected to this hub. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 PCs which are directly connected to the switch, and this hub is connected to the switch on port number 5, suppose. Let's have a look at the MAC address table of this switch. Go to CLI. Show MAC address table is the command. Look at the MAC address table. This is the MAC address table of the switch. How many entries are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Why 9? We have 3 plus 3, 6 plus 4, 10 computers. But we have 9 entries only. Because one of the computer may not have communicated recently. The topology जब सेव की थी तब communicate नहीं हुआ. Is it? And that is why only this many entries exist. Let's see. 5 पे 1 है, 2 है, 3 है, 4 होने चाहिए. एक कंप्यूटर की एंट्री नहीं है. Is it? इसका मतलब one of the computer had not participated in any kind of communication. So we'll see that it will ensure that it communicates. Failed क्यों आ रहा है? IP was not set. I don't know. Okay, 169 वाला IP. 10007, 169, 169, 10.0.0.6 10.0.0.8 इसका IP गलत है इसीलिए कम्युनिकेशन नहीं हो रहा है. We'll quickly set the IP 10.0.0.10 सपोज. इसका भी कुछ सेट कर देते हैं 11 suppose. So done. All the IPs are set now. Just see that some sort of communication happens through the switch from these PCs. Is it? So as to ensure that if entries does not exist in the table, they are created. Okay. So it seems that we should have a fresh MAC address table now. अब कितना है 5 का एंट्री 1 2 3 4. Can you see that 1 2 3 4 all the 4 PCs are reachable via port number fast Ethernet 0/5. ये रहा. Is it? ये चारों चार इस पे आ जाएंगे और एंट्री क्या हो रही है देखो आप 5 नंबर पे क्या है 0001 एट द एंड सपोज वी हैव 6968 द मैक एड्रेस. लेट्स सी ये किसका है. नहीं ये है 3AEB. सो दिस इज नॉट दैट कंप्यूटर. ये है 6968. Is it? The MAC address, you can see that it is on the rightmost column of this pop-up. Okay? So this is how the things are stored. How exactly a switch learns? So look, whenever you send a packet from suppose PC0, that is this PC, to PC2, the packet comes to a switch via port number suppose fast Ethernet 0/1. Do you think that switch can learn that इस कंप्यूटर का जो उस पैकेट के अंदर सोर्स मैक एड्रेस तो होगा. Looking at that packet, can it understand that PC0, जिसका source MAC address is in the frame, is reachable via 0/1. जैसे ही switch पे पहुंचता है, switch creates the entry in the MAC address table. If the destination MAC यानी कि इस कंप्यूटर की एंट्री नहीं है in the table, then the packet is flooded or it is broadcasted to all the computers. This computer will respond. जैसे ही यहाँ से response आता है, do you think that switch can learn that this PC is reachable via 0/4? By looking at the source address in the frame, it can learn that this is the MAC address and the packet is coming from this port. Means this computer is attached to this port. Okay? This process is called as backward learning. Okay? Backward learning algorithm. This is how it learns. It reads the source address in the frame which is coming from a specific port and associate that source MAC address with the port from which the frame was received. ठीक है. Unlearned destinations are sent to all other port. यानी कि जब फ्रेम आपके पास आ रही है and you don't have any information about the MAC address, destination MAC address of that frame, you do not know where the destination is because the entry does not exist in the MAC address table. So the packet is basically broadcasted initially for the first time. जब वहाँ से response आता है, you will learn about that destination and the entry will be there in the MAC address table for subsequent packets to be transmitted. ठीक है. So this is how it works. And it does not need any configuration. अभी आपने देखा मैंने switch में कोई configuration नहीं किया था. Switch learns by itself, learns automatically. You don't need to feed anything manually. Everything will be done automatically. ठीक है? Is this fine? It is bandwidth efficient because whenever a packet comes, rather than broadcasting the packet like a hub, switch can intelligently decide where to forward the packet. So consuming the bandwidth of only a single link rather than utilizing all 4 or 5 links. Is this fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So forwarding process जो मैंने explain किया था, have a quick look at it. If the port for the destination address is the same as source port, यानी कि जिस पोर्ट से पैकेट आ रहा है, डेस्टिनेशन पोर्ट आपका डेस्टिनेशन कंप्यूटर आपका उसी पोर्ट पे है as per the MAC address table, then the switch is not supposed to forward it. क्यों? क्योंकि none of the other port has that destination. Rather it is there on the same segment of the Ethernet. तो मुझे फॉरवर्ड करने की जरूरत नहीं है, वो उसी ईथरनेट में है. द सोर्स विल टेक केयर ऑफ इट. स्विच discards the frame. If the port for the destination address and the source port are different, then forward the frame from source port to destination port. Okay? If the destination port is unknown, then use flooding. Flooding means transmit it on all other ports. It's called as flooding. Okay? Flooding. Use flooding and send the packet to or send the frame to all the ports except the source port. Okay? This is the algorithm. This algorithm is implemented on hardware because for every frame you are supposed to execute this algorithm. There's 3 steps. Is it? So it has to be very fast अदरवाइज अगर आप सॉफ्टवेयर में इस एल्गोरिथम को इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे, सॉफ्टवेयर एग्जीक्यूशन टेंड्स टू टेक सम टाइम compared to hardware execution. Is it? That is why this sort of algorithms are implemented in hardware. Hardware in the sense switch hardware. ठीक है, सॉफ्टवेयर में इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं होता, के अंदर फॉर्मवेयर करके आपको इंस्टॉल करना, बेसिकली एम्बेडेड सॉफ्टवेयर. Bridge or switch, there are two different types of switches. One is called as store and forward switch and the other is called as cut through switch. See what exactly is store and forward switch. Store and forward means, as the name suggests, whenever something is coming, that is a frame is coming, you are supposed to receive that frame entirely, completely, store it in your buffer and then forward it. आधी फ्रेम रिसीव हुई तब उसको फॉरवर्डिंग स्टार्ट नहीं कर सकते आप. Is it? In case of store and forward. What are the advantages of store and forward? Like for a switch, suppose if a station is sending a frame to some other station via a switch. So the switch will receive that frame completely, store it in the buffer. पूरी frame आपके पास available है. You can check the integrity of the frame by validating the checksum or CRC. अगर frame में सब कुछ सही है, then only you will forward it. If the frame is corrupted, it does not make any sense in forwarding it to the destination, only for destination to say that it is corrupted. Okay, that is why the switch itself can discard that frame, ताकि आप थोड़ी बैंडविड्थ बचा पाओ. अगर आप डेस्टिनेशन तक उसको फॉरवर्ड करो तो जिस लाइन पे चलेगी करप्ट फ्रेम, एक्चुअली उसकी लाइन बैंडविड्थ यूटिलाइज कर रही है, जिसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है. इज इट? सो द फ्रेम कैन बी डिस्कार्डेड ऑन द स्विच इटसेल्फ सो एज टू सेव सम बैंडविड्थ. दूसरा होता है कट थ्रू स्विच. We already seen the frame format of Ethernet. उसमें आपका source address and destination address is at the beginning only. Destination address in fact is the first built in Ethernet. Is it? So आपको जैसे ही उसके पहले 6 बाइट मिलते कोई भी फ्रेम के, do you think that you are in a position to take this decision कि where to forward this frame? Destination MAC address मिल गया तो आप तुरंत switch MAC address table refer करो and figure out that okay, this frame needs to be forwarded on port number 10 suppose. Can I straight away start copying those bytes as and when it is received on that port directly onto port number 10 without waiting for the complete frame to come? स्टोर करने की जरूरत नहीं है, पूरा रिसीव करने की जरूरत नहीं, जैसे ही बाइट मिला कॉपी, बाइट मिला कॉपी. The disadvantage of this method is that you cannot check the checksum. Is it? आप डिस्कार्ड नहीं कर पाओगे. दूसरा, ये वाला फास्ट होगा. Cut through switching will be faster because you don't need to wait till the entire frame is received. जैसे ही पहले 6 बाइट मिलते हैं and you are in a position to take that decision, you will start copying the bytes. ठीक है? So cut through switching is faster compared to store and forward switching. But at the same time, store and forward में एक benefit ये है कि corrupted frames will be discarded by the switch, in turn resulting into some like prevention of bandwidth loss basically. Is it? Wastage नहीं होगा bandwidth. Is this clear? So these are the two switches. Learning bridges. So like there is nothing as such learning यहाँ पर. Learning वाला जो part था मैंने आगे बता दिया आपको. This diagram basically shows the protocol stack. Look, station A, station B. In between we got a bridge or a switch here. Station पे look at the protocol stack. We have network layer जहाँ से पैकेट आ रहा है. Then we have Ethernet layer जहाँ पे आपका Ethernet पैकेट बनेगा, फ्रेम बनेगी. Then it is sent to physical layer for delivery. Physical layer will carry it over the wire to the switch port. Switch port का physical layer will receive it. वो आगे देगा. उसका MAC layer है, वो process करेगा Ethernet को and then hand over it to the other side port. ये आपका दूसरी तरफ का पोर्ट है कि पोर्ट नंबर 1 से आया, पोर्ट नंबर 10 पे कॉपी किया. दैट रिले जो यहाँ लिखा है इज एक्चुअली कॉपिंग द बिट्स फ्रॉम वन पोर्ट टू अनदर पोर्ट. और यहाँ आपका स्विच फैब्रिक यूज होगा. स्विच फैब्रिक यानी कि द सर्किट विच कनेक्ट्स डिफरेंट पोर्ट्स. ठीक है, और वो सॉफ्टवेयर कंट्रोल सर्किट होता है कि आप बोलो पोर्ट 1 टू पोर्ट 10 का पाथ बना दो, वो दो स्विच को शॉर्ट कर देगा सो दैट यू कैन हैव अ पाथ फ्रॉम पोर्ट 1 टू पोर्ट 10 वेयर इन यू कैन कॉपी योर बाइट्स. ठीक है. Then यहाँ Ethernet MAC physical wire पे once again it is delivered to destination and likewise. This is how it is. Okay. Now look at this diagram. You can see that there are 3 levels of switches in this diagram. 4, distribution and access. Ideally, in any LAN design, this kind of architecture should be followed. Be it followed or not, वो अलग बात है. Like in Nirma, I'm not sure whether we are following this kind of structure, but this is the ideal design. You can see that at core level, we have two very high speed switches. ठीक है, ये एकदम हाई स्पीड स्विच होगा, गीगाबिट, और बहुत कॉस्टली भी होगा. ठीक है. Below that we have D1, D2, D3, D4 distribution switches, यानी कि ये middle level switches हैं. And these are access switches. Access in the sense the switches where we connect our end computers. ठीक है, आपने कल देखा था ना VLAN, access port and trunk port. Access port is the port where we connect the end device. So we can call this as access switch because these switches are working like a access point for rest of the computers. बाकी के कंप्यूटर्स नेटवर्क को एक्सेस कैसे करेंगे? बाय मींस ऑफ दिस स्विचेस. अगर आपको नेटवर्क एक्सेस चाहिए तो आप कनेक्ट टू वन ऑफ दिस स्विच, एंड दैट इज व्हाई दिस स्विचेस आर कॉल्ड एज एक्सेस स्विचेस. दिस स्विचेस मे नॉट बी वेरी फास्ट. 100 Mbps स्विच होगी तो चल जाएगा बिकॉज दिस स्विचेस आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर dealing with maybe 20-22 computers which are connected to this switch. This switch is responsible for piecewise computers which are connected to it and likewise. Whereas this one is responsible for this switch and maybe this switch and this switch. ये तीनों तीन switch की traffic इसके पास जा रही है. So this is responsible for handling traffic coming from maybe this 70 to 80 computers and likewise. This C2 is responsible for complete area and likewise. And that is why इसकी speed सबसे ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए कम और उससे कम. ठीक है. Ideally it has to be like this. Apart from that, you can see this dotted links. These dotted links are the links which connects different switches. Okay, dotted lines are actually the links. Can you see that every switch has a redundant path, multiple path है. ये switch से आपको S2 पे जाना है तो कम से कम दो path होंगे. देख लो, एक यहाँ जाके वापस आओ, दूसरा यहाँ जाके C1 तक जाओ, D2 पे आओ, D2 से S2 पे आओ. But you can see that there are at least two paths. ठीक है. Between any pair of switches आप देख लो, multiple path होगा. This is how the network is designed. Why do we have the redundant path? Redundant in the sense एक primary path गिन लो तो दूसरा आपका backup path है. That if primary path fails, the link fails, the switch fails, then also you have a backup path available. Like what if D1 fail हो गया? Suppose the D1 switch is failed, it has failed. Still I can reach from S1 to S2 via D2. Is it? And likewise. So there are multiple paths available. Getting it? This is called as redundant design. The design of a network should always be redundant. Reason being, they are not solely dependent on one link. If that link fails, आपका network disconnect हो जाएगा. ठीक है? The network might be divided into parts. ये वाला part इस part से communicate नहीं कर रहा है because the link which was connecting those two parts is not working, suppose. So ideally, a network design should be like this. Okay? If it is like this, then do you think that these are the kind of problems that will happen? Look at this. It is one section of that network. There is a loop existing. S1 से D1, D1 से C1, C1 से C2, C2 से D2, D2 से वापस S1 पे लिंक आ रही. Can you see that there is a loop? Suppose switch को आपने एक पैकेट भेजा, ब्रॉडकास्ट पैकेट, ERP. ERP यहाँ जाएगा, ब्रॉडकास्ट किया, इसने भी ब्रॉडकास्ट किया तो सारे पोर्ट को भेजेगा, इसने भी ब्रॉडकास्ट किया तो सारे पोर्ट पे C2 पे जाएगा, C2 will send it to D2, D2 भी सारे पे भेजेगा, including the copy comes back to S1. S1 once again sees like, okay, it is a broadcast packet, forward it to rest of the ports. So once again it forwards it to D1, then C1 and like that. The packet keeps on moving into the network like this infinitely if there are loops in the network. And if you have redundant design, there will be loops. Is this clear? Again, these slides are not from Tenenbaum. These contents are not given in Tenenbaum book. एक्स्ट्रा चीजें करवाई जा रही है अगर आपको इंटरेस्ट है तो. Otherwise, I can straight away skip these slides and directly move to VLAN, which is the last topic. It will hardly take me 10 minutes to complete VLAN. So kindly respond to show that you are interested.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
समझ में आ रहा है रिडंडेंसी का एडवांटेज और उसका डिसएडवांटेज? एडवांटेज ये है कि रिलायबिलिटी नेटवर्क की बढ़ रही है। दो चार लिंक का दो स्विच फेल होती है, देन also the whole network is not down. Somehow you are connected, is it? The disadvantage is that there are loops in the network, and because of loops, it is possible that the packet might be moving around the network infinitely, consuming maybe infinite amount of bandwidth. Is it? So what is the solution? I suppose I'll not explain STP in detail. आपको break में overview दे दूंगा. But you have already studied this kind of protocols. Or suppose, what is the best data structure to represent this network? मैं आपको बोल रहा हूँ कि ये वाला नेटवर्क आप किसी डेटा स्ट्रक्चर में स्टोर करके दिखाओ. Is it? Which is the best data structure to represent this network topology?
सर ग्राफ.
Correct? Is
Graph.
it? ग्राफ, क्योंकि ग्राफ में लूप हो सकती है. इसमें लूप है, तो आई कैन हैव अ ग्राफ जिसमें ये जितने भी डिवाइसेस है will be represented as nodes in the graph, and this will be the edges. Is it? Connecting the nodes. So I can have a graph. How can I remove the loops from a graph? Which algorithm is used to remove loops from a graph? Yeah,
Spanning tree.
correct. Spanning tree protocol, is it? You have studied something like minimum spanning tree. वगैरह आपने पढ़ा है. Is it? So my objective is, and what is the outcome of a spanning tree? Outcome of a spanning tree, is it? Input is a graph, output of a spanning tree is a tree. Because the loops are removed, the resulting structure is a tree. The characteristics of a tree is that it does not have any kind of loop, while a graph can have loop. Is it? So minimum spanning tree, or basically a spanning tree protocol, is to be executed. STP is the name. आपने देखा होगा ना, चलो अभी दिखा देता हूँ, नहीं देखा है. Cisco packet tracer. Okay. ये है packet tracer. If I go to simulation mode, okay, I delete rest of the packets. Now play कर दो. What is this pink packet? चेक करना है, ये STP पैकेट देख लो. Is it? टाइप STP दिखाई दिया, ये रहा STP. STP स्पैनिंग ट्री प्रोटोकॉल. इसका कंटेंट देखना, ये रहा स्पैनिंग ट्री प्रोटोकॉल का है. ये रहा STP BPD. BPDU स्टैंड्स फॉर ब्रीच प्रोटोकॉल डेटा यूनिट, यानी कि पैकेट का नाम है. BPDU इज नथिंग बट अ पैकेट. STP पैकेट, ये रहा उसका फॉर्मेट. समझ में आ रहा है? सो in this network also you can see that the STP protocol is running continuously in background. तो मैंने सिमुलेशन मोड में किया इसलिए आपको दिखाई दे रहा है. रियल टाइम में जो आपको दिखाई नहीं देगा, बट इन बैकग्राउंड there are STP packets which are continuously exchanged, and that is why आप कोई भी स्विच पोर्ट है, like suppose I'll go to one of the port. ये कौन सा पोर्ट था? 7. सपोज पोर्ट नंबर 7 को मैं ऑफ करके ऑन करता हूँ. Off means disconnected. On, look at this. It will take 45 seconds to turn this green. ये जो ऑरेंज बबल आ रहा है उसको ग्रीन होने में 45 सेकंड लगाएगा. That 45 seconds, because by that time the STP protocol is running, just to ensure that turning on a new port or connecting a new machine, does it lead to a loop? समझ में आ रहा है? सपोज मैं अगर इसको इस पोर्ट नंबर 7 से एक वायर लेके पोर्ट नंबर 9 पे कनेक्ट कर देता हूँ, तो बेसिकली इट फॉर्म्स अ लूप. सो इट चेक्स वेदर दिस पोर्ट लीड्स टू अ लूप. इफ यस, दिस विल नेवर टर्न ग्रीन, यानी कि वो पोर्ट को कभी ऑन नहीं किया जाएगा. अगर वो ऑरेंज है, इसका मतलब वो टेस्ट कर रहा है. अगर उसको लगा सब कुछ ठीक है, इसको ऑन करने से लूप नहीं बन रही है, तो ही इसको ऑन होने देगा. समझ में आ रहा है? दिस इज STP, दिस इज ऑलवेज रनिंग इन द बैकग्राउंड. ठीक है? So STP protocol. We'll have a quick look at STP. I'll not explain the protocol, but look at this. S1, S2, S3. These are 3 switches, and this is how they are connected. You can see the links which connects these 3 switches. And can you see that there is a triangular loop? Is it? What is my requirement? If this is a graph, I wish to convert it to a tree, I need to remove one of the link. कौन सा link remove करना है? So that it gives you the best possible tree. Is it? That is what is the objective of spanning tree algorithm. वो क्या करता है, तीन में से किसी एक स्विच को आइडेंटिफाई करो और उसको रूट ब्रिज बनाओ। कौन सा स्विच जिसका मैक एड्रेस सबसे छोटा है। वो कैसे पता चलेगा आपको, बाय एक्सचेंजिंग एसटीपी पैकेट्स। आप एसटीपी में अपना एड्रेस बताओ इसको, ये इसको अपना बताएगा, ये इसको बताएगा, एंड लाइक दैट। ऑल थ्री स्विचेस शेयर देयर ओन मैक एड्रेसेस विद रेस्ट ऑफ द स्विचेस। उससे आपको पता चल जाएगा तीनों स्विच को कि कौन सा स्विच है जिसका मैक एड्रेस सबसे छोटा है। सबको अज्यूम दैट इट इज S1, ठीक है। सो S1 बिकम्स द रूट ब्रिज। S1 के जितने भी आउटगोइंग पोर्ट्स है, ऑल दोज पोर्ट्स आर कॉल्ड एज डेजिग्नेटेड पोर्ट्स, यानी कि ग्रीन। ग्रीन, ये दोनों को इमीडिएटली ग्रीन कर दो। जैसे ही ये रूट ब्रिज बनता है उसके सारे पोर्ट को ग्रीन कर देना है। दोज पोर्ट्स आर कॉल्ड एज डेजिग्नेटेड पोर्ट। डेजिग्नेटेड मतलब ऑन, ठीक है। ये दोनों पोर्ट ऑन हो। दोज लिंक्स विल कम टू अदर स्विचेस एंड S3 का यहाँ पहुंचने का एक ही रास्ता होगा बाद में, ये वाला। तो दिस पोर्ट शुड ऑल्सो बी ऑन। सो उसका जो अदर एंड है डेजिग्नेटेड पोर्ट का, वो भी ऑन होगा, एंड दैट पोर्ट इज कॉल्ड एज अ रूट पोर्ट, बिकॉज थ्रू दैट पोर्ट you are reaching the root bridge. Through this port you are reaching the root bridge. So this is called as root bridge. उसको भी ऑन रखना है, ग्रीन, ठीक है। सो दिस टू लिंक्स आर ऑन। उसके दोनों एंड पॉइंट आपके ग्रीन हो गए, सो ऑन है। दिस इज द ओनली लिंक विच विल बी रिमूव, बट पूरी लिंक रिमूव नहीं होगी। वन ऑफ द पोर्ट इज लॉजिकली और बाय यूजिंग अ सॉफ्टवेयर इट इज डिसेबल्ड टेम्पररीली। तो आपको अब ये दो में से किसी एक पोर्ट को टेम्पररीली डिसेबल कराना है। जस्ट अ मोमेंट, दिस इज द लिंक, इज इट आइदर दिस पोर्ट और दिस पोर्ट नीड्स टू बी टेम्पररीली स्विच ऑफ, ठीक है। कौन सा, तो अगेन इनके बीच में भी एक एल्गोरिथम है कि दोनों अपना अपना पाथ कॉस्ट बताएंगे कि यहाँ से लेकर रूट तक पहुँचने का पाथ कॉस्ट कितना है। पाथ कॉस्ट यानी कि इस लिंक पे ट्रैवल करने की कॉस्ट कितनी है, इसको रूट कितना दूर है, इतना। तो दोनों में से कौन सा पाथ कॉस्टली है, जो लीस्ट कॉस्ट पाथ होगा वो वाला पॉइंट रहेगा, दूसरा वाला पॉइंट डिसेबल होगा। अगर दोनों की कॉस्ट सेम है, लाइक इन दिस केस यू कैन सी दैट इट इज ऑलमोस्ट सेम, एक ही लिंक है टू रीच द रूट ब्रिज फ्रॉम दिस पोर्ट, इज इट। तो आपका क्या बोलते हैं, यू आर नॉट इन अ पोजिशन टू डिसाइड विच पोर्ट इज टू बी डिसेबल्ड। इन दैट केस मैक एड्रेस ऑफ बोथ द पोर्ट्स आर कंपेयर्ड. The port having smaller MAC address will be labeled as designated port यानी कि green, while the other one will be labeled as non-designated यानी कि red. Red port is the only port which is disabled. अगर इस पोर्ट को आप डिसेबल कर दो, now there is no loop in the network, ठीक है। Then also after labeling it as red, your STP protocol still continues to work. Why? What if this link fails at some point of time? तो आपका एसटीपी प्रोटोकॉल इमीडिएटली पता कर लेगा ये लिंक फेल हुई है और इस पोर्ट को अब आपको ग्रीन करना होगा। सो इट विल टर्न इट ग्रीन just to ensure that S3 gets connectivity via this path now. Is this fine? So you can see that इसमें redundancy भी है और loop भी नहीं है, only because of STP. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So there are few slides which explains the actual algorithm जिसमें MAC address compare हो रहा है, वो सब जो मैंने अभी आपको explain किया, but I don't want to get into it. स्टेप 1, स्टेप 2, स्टेप 3 स्टेप वाइज बताया। लिंक कॉस्ट कैसे कॉस्ट कैलकुलेट की जाती है वो भी दिया है मैंने। वहाँ आपको सब बताया था कि एक लिंक और एक लिंक, लेकिन अगर वो लिंक आपकी 4 MBPS की है तो कॉस्ट विल बी 250, 10 MBPS की है तो 100, 10 GBPS की है तो कॉस्ट इज 2। सो अगर आपकी दो लिंक है, दोनों की बैंडविड्थ अलग अलग है, एक का 4 और एक का 10, तो इसका कॉस्ट 250 है, इसका कॉस्ट 100 है, तो आई कैन से दैट दिस लिंक इज शॉर्टर। बट अगर दोनों की बैंडविड्थ भी सेम है, नंबर ऑफ लिंक्स आर ऑल्सो सेम, देन आपको मैक एड्रेस के ऊपर रिजॉल्व करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। ठीक है, so that was about STP. Now have a quick look at the devices which are used to interconnect the computers to form a network basically. So we have repeater and hub, they are physical layer devices. Bridge and switch जो अभी हमने देखा, they are data link layer devices. And what do you mean by this two devices labeled as a layer 2 device? इसका मतलब ये दोनों डिवाइस का प्रोटोकॉल स्टैक इतना होगा, उसके अंदर फिजिकल लेयर होता है, डेटा लिंक लेयर होता है। इफ देयर इज अ डिवाइस लाइक राउटर विच इज अ नेटवर्क लेयर डिवाइस, तो उसके अंदर इतना प्रोटोकॉल स्टैक होगा। इट विल राउटर विल हैव अ फिजिकल लेयर, डेटा लिंक लेयर एंड अ नेटवर्क लेयर। Apart from that, we can have a transport layer device also. Those devices are called as transport layer gateway. ठीक है, तो उसके अंदर आपका ट्रांसपोर्ट लेयर प्रोटोकॉल भी रन हो रहा होगा गेटवे. बाकी राउटर के अंदर जाओ तो इट डज नॉट हैव अ प्रोटोकॉल लाइक टीसीपी. The highest layer which is there in a router is network layer. Highest layer which is there in a transport gateway is transport layer. Similarly, we can have application gateway. उसमें पूरा प्रोटोकॉल स्टैक होगा starting from application layer to physical layer. ठीक है. We'll be talking about router and etc. in the subsequent chapter. Next chapter. इस chapter में we'll talk about bridges, switches, hubs, etc. जो हम लोग already बात कर चुके हैं. ठीक है. The last topic and around 3 to 4 slides are on VLAN. VLAN is virtual LAN, and we have 10 minutes available, so I'm very sure that I'll be able to complete. Okay. So VLAN, it is standardized by IEEE 802.1q. Okay. Cisco के अंदर devices में this is known as .1q, DOT 1q. It is labeled as या कमांड जहां पर भी आप .1q VLAN कॉन्फ़िगर कर रहे कभी आपको कॉन्फ़िगरेशन दिखा है, बट उसमें इतने लेवल तक नहीं गए थे कि जिसमें हमें एनकैप्सुलेशन .1q सिखाना पड़े. कैन बी डन, बट प्रोबेबली दिस कैन बी डन मे बी इन सम एडवांस कोर्सेज, या तो somebody who's very much interested we can teach it to them. बाकी we cannot teach everything of VLAN into a single VLAN of 2 hours. बाकी उसमें एनकैप्सुलेशन .1q वगैरह कॉन्फ़िगरेशन कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. सो देयर द नेम इज .1q. नाम दिया गया है उसको DOT.1q. ठीक है. दिस इज हाउ इट इज रिटन .1q. सो इट इज स्टैंडर्डाइज्ड बाय IEEE 802.1q. VLAN, लाइक यस्टरडे लैब में आई सपोज सारे बैचेस के लैब में कहीं ना कहीं VLAN हो चुका है, इधर यस्टरडे और मे बी इन द लास्ट वीक. Is it? So at least you know what is VLAN and how to configure it. Here we are trying to talk about the theoretical aspects of VLAN. Configuration में बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं जाऊँगा क्योंकि आपको already पता है. Look at this. I see that there are 2 VLANs, white VLAN and gray VLAN. So you can see that these 3 computers are member of gray VLAN. तो आपको ये port भी correspondingly gray के member बनाने पड़ेंगे. ये रहा G. ये भी सारे G के member है. तो you can see that these 3 ports are member of gray VLAN. On this side, we have white. On here we have gray, white, and etc. Okay. Look at this port, because this port does not connect you to an end computer, but it connects you to a hub where we have 2 different kinds of VLANs. So आपको ये पोर्ट को ग्रे और व्हाइट दोनों के लिए कॉन्फ़िगर करना पड़ेगा, and that configuration is called as trunk. ये आपने किया है, किया था या नहीं किया था VLAN कॉन्फ़िगरेशन में? अपने पोर्ट को ट्रंक पोर्ट बनाया था. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज अ ट्रंक पोर्ट. सिमिलरली दिस इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज अ ट्रंक पोर्ट. इस तरफ भी ये शायद कुछ प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है, बाकी हियर इट शुड बी GW एंड दिस शुड ऑल्सो बी द ट्रंक पोर्ट. बाकी के सारे एक्सेस पोर्ट होंगे. ठीक है. दिस इज अबाउट द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. दिस इज अबाउट द आर्किटेक्चर ऑफ VLAN. व्हाट एग्जैक्टली इज VLAN? So look at this. The Ethernet packet that you send, suppose this is your Ethernet packet, उसके आगे एक टैग लगता है. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज VLAN टैग. VLAN टैग. ठीक है. लाइक आप बोल रहे हैं ना कि ये इथरनेट फ्रेम इथरनेट ही है, बट ये VLAN 10 का मेंबर है, तो टैग के अंदर VLAN ID होगा नंबर 10. दूसरा पैकेट जा रहा है, वो भी अगर सेम VLAN का है, तो इट विल कैरी दिस टैग इनटू इट 10. ठीक है. सो दैट व्हेनेवर अ स्विच फॉरवर्ड्स अ फ्रेम, first it checks whether the tag matches the VLANs which the link supports. अगर वो trunk है तो सारी VLAN support करता है, and the packet will be forwarded over trunk. अगर वो access point है, access link है, तो access link and it is member of VLAN 10, तो VLAN 10 वाले tag वाले जितने भी पैकेट है उतने ही इस पे आ सकते हैं. 20 वाला एक भी पैकेट will not be forwarded over this link. ठीक है. So these are called as tag. You can see that this is a tagged frame. यानी कि फ्रेम है इथरनेट की जिसके आगे आपने एक टैग लगा रखा है. सो दिस इज अ ग्रे टैग और अ ग्रे VLAN फ्रेम. दिस इज अ वाइट VLAN फ्रेम क्योंकि उसके आगे वाइट VLAN यानी कि VLAN 20 का लेबल लगा है. इसके अंदर VLAN 10 का लेबल लगा है सपोज, ठीक है। सो 802.1q फ्रेम्स आर टैग्ड विद दैट कलर, एक्चुअली कलर नहीं होता, वहाँ नंबर होता है, ठीक है, VLAN नंबर या VLAN ID. Legacy switches with no tags are also supported. Like suppose in between I got a switch which does not support VLAN. बहुत ही पुरानी switch है, suppose ये वाली, it does not support VLAN. तो वो क्या करता है, कोई भी VLAN का पैकेट आता है वो अपने हिसाब से ही काम करता है, अपने हिसाब से इन द सेंस फॉरवर्डिंग इट टू दिस पोर्ट और दैट पोर्ट और मे बी ब्रॉडकास्टिंग इट. वो VLAN को देखकर फॉरवर्डिंग नहीं करता कि VLAN 10 है तो VLAN 10 वाली लिंक पे ही दो, ट्रंक लिंक है तो सारा पैकेट उस पर फॉरवर्ड करो एंड लाइक वाइज. दैट थिंग इज नॉट डन बाय दिस स्विच. व्हाई? बिकॉज दिस स्विच डज नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द टैग, बिकॉज वो VLAN सपोर्ट नहीं करता तो इट कैन नॉट रीड दिस टैग, ठीक है. तो इन दैट केस इट ट्रीट्स normal Ethernet frame normally and forwards the frame, keep on forwarding. So if some of the switches does not support VLAN, then also your overall network can still support VLAN. ठीक है. Legacy switches with no tags are also supported in the network. Look at the format. Here are destination address, source address, length, data, etc. This is nothing but your Ethernet frame. Look at Ethernet. Ethernet के अंदर destination address, source address, length field है, उसके बीच में between these two fields we have the tag inserted. Here are VLAN protocol ID. So this indicates the protocol ID and VLAN identifier is your LAN VLAN number. जो मैं 10 या 20 बोल रहा था या कल आपने सेट किया था 10 और 20. This is your VLAN ID. Priority वगैरह भी हो सकता है, but right now we'll not get into it. You just need to understand that there is a VLAN identifier. It is nothing but the tag. इस टैग को देखकर आप VLAN की फ्रेम्स फॉरवर्ड करोगे. बाकी रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग्स यू कैन सी दैट इट इज सेम एज इन ईथरनेट, ठीक है. ये दिस स्लाइड इज नॉट फ्रॉम Tenenbaum, so this level of details are not available in the Tenenbaum, but एक एग्जांपल लिया है so that you can understand a bit of it. It is placed between the source MAC address and Ethernet type field. So here are source MAC address and here are Ethernet type field. इन दोनों के बीच में रखा जाता है. And you can see that it is a 4-byte field, 12, 13, 14, 15. ये 4 बाइट का है. This is called as VLAN tag. उसके अंदर आता है VLAN protocol identifier which is 0x100. The first 2 byte of the tag contains tag protocol identifier which is defined to be equal to this number, hexadecimal 8100, fixed है. So आपके 2 बाइट तो फिक्स हो गए. बचे 2 है वो टैग TCI यानी कि टैग कंट्रोल इन्फॉर्मेशन, ठीक है. इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ 12 बिट ऑफ VLAN ID, 12 बिट का VLAN ID है और 4 बिट का मेटा डेटा है विच इज यूज फॉर क्वालिटी ऑफ कंट्रोल, क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस कंट्रोल, ठीक है. जो आगे था ना यहाँ पर प्रायोरिटी इज फॉर क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस. सो ये आपको अभी समझ में नहीं आएगा. वंस वी गेट इनटू नेटवर्क लेयर यू विल अंडरस्टैंड हाउ प्रायोरिटी प्लेज अ पार्ट इन क्वालिटी ऑफ सर्विस एश्योरेंस, ठीक है. सो प्रायोरिटी फील्ड कैन बी यूज टू लाइक 3 फ्रेम आ रही है, एक की प्रायोरिटी आपने बोल दिया हाई, दूसरे की मीडियम और तीसरे की लो. व्हाट डू यू थिंक हाउ द स्विच शुड प्रोसेस द फ्रेम्स? आपके पास 3 फ्रेम आ रही है, एक हाई प्रायोरिटी, एक मीडियम प्रायोरिटी, लो प्रायोरिटी. अब किसको ज्यादा प्रेफरेंस देंगे? या व्हाट डू यू थिंक
High
व्हिच
priority.
फ्रेम, हाई प्रायोरिटी फ्रेम विल बी ट्रीटेड possibly in the best possible manner? This is what is quality of service, is it? So because the priority of the frame is set to high, it means this frame demands higher resources. Maybe resources क्या हो सकता है, that we will see once we are into network layer, because there we'll be talking about quality of service as a topic. So there you will understand. Here I cannot talk about quality of service in VLAN, but priority is one thing, is it? So 4-bit metadata used to control the quality of service. Is this fine? So VLAN configuration आप लोग कर चुके, थियरी में इतना ही है. We have something called as tag control information which is nothing but your VID, VLAN ID, और उसके आगे का तो constant है 8100. So basically this 12 bits are important. 12 bits, nothing but your VLAN ID. Is this fine? Okay, VLAN numbering. There are some VLAN numbers which are reserved. So each 802.1q VLAN is identified with 12-bit number. 12 bit है तो 0 to 4096, 95 actually, 4095 is the last number that you can use. उसमें 0 और 4095 first and last are reserved, you cannot use, ठीक है. So बचा कितना, 1 से लेकर 4094, of which द फर्स्ट VLAN जिसका VLAN ID 1 है इज कॉल्ड एज डिफॉल्ट VLAN, जो कल हमने देखा था लैब में. By default, every switch has VLAN 1 created and all the ports are member of VLAN 1. Is it? So ये हमेशा होगा और सारे पोर्ट उसके मेंबर होंगे. इट इज एज गुड एज नो VLAN. यहाँ से पैकेट आ रहा है वहां जा रहा है, VLAN 1 से आया VLAN 2 पे गया, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? समझ में आ रहा है? दोनों सारे अगर सेम VLAN के मेंबर है तो इट इज एज गुड एज नो VLAN. इज इट? बाकी एक्चुअली आप कोई भी स्विच लाओ उसमें VLAN होता ही है, VLAN 1. अब बदल दो उसको तो देर आर मल्टीपल VLANs and some advantage. Otherwise, they are all member of the same subnet or same VLAN. ठीक है? बाकी के okay, there are two ways in which a machine can be connected to a switch via access port, trunk port कि आपको ऑलरेडी बता चुका हूँ. access port where VLAN support is handled by a switch, तो उसमें आपको end machine कनेक्ट करना होगा. trunk port where VLAN support is handled by attached machine विच सीज 802.1q, यानी कि सामने वाला जो मशीन है वो भी आपका ट्रंक पोर्ट होगा एंड दैट मशीन ऑल्सो अंडरस्टैंड्स द VLAN टैगिंग. इट इज पॉसिबल टू ऑपरेट अ स्विच फ्रॉम इन हाइब्रिड मोड ऑल्सो. ओके, वो भी पॉसिबल है जिसमें आप ऑटोमेटिक कर सकते हैं. ठीक है? अ पोर्ट इज ऑटोमेटिक यानी कि एक्सेस और ट्रंक, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन व्हाट इज कनेक्टेड ऑन द अदर साइड. ये एक लिंक है, स्विच का एक पोर्ट है. अगर दूसरे एंड पे एक स्विच है और इसने इसको ट्रंक बनाया तो ये एंड अपने आप ट्रंक बन जाएगा. अगर यहाँ एक कंप्यूटर पीसी कनेक्ट होता है एंड इट वर्क्स इन एक्सेस मोड, बेसिकली इट इज एंड पीसी, तो दिस वर्क्स इनटू एक्सेस मोड. ठीक है? एंड दैट फीचर इज कॉल्ड एज ऑटो ट्रंकिंग. अगर आप डायनेमिकली सेट करना चाहते हो तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज ऑटो ट्रंक मोड. ये आप ऑन कर सकते हैं ऑन अ स्पेसिफिक पोर्ट, बट देर आर प्रॉब्लम्स इफ यू डू इट ऑटो ट्रंक. उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा सिक्योरिटी पढ़ना पड़ेगा, डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ अटैक्स, VLAN अटैक्स पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. ऑटो ट्रंकिंग रखा है तो कोई भी कंप्यूटर इसको कनेक्ट करके अटैक लॉन्च कर सकता है ऑन द VLAN. और बहुत सारी ट्रैफिक जो लेजिटिमेट कंप्यूटर के पास जा रही है कैन बी कैप्चर्ड बाय दिस कंप्यूटर बाय अ हैकर. अगर आपने इसको ऑटो ट्रंक में रखा है तो इट बिकम्स वेरी इजी फॉर अ हैकर टू गेट इन टू योर नेटवर्क. So it is one of the advisable practice that you should never turn any of the port into auto trunk mode. आप चेक कर लो, एंड कंप्यूटर कनेक्ट है तो मेक इट एक्सेस. अगर वो श्योर है कि वो लिंक सामने एक स्विच को कनेक्ट हो रही है तो एंश्योर दैट इट इज मेड टू वर्क लाइक अ ट्रंक पोर्ट, बट नेवर पुट इट इन द ऑटो ट्रंक मोड. ठीक है? इट इज अ फीचर अवेलेबल बट like as far as the best practices are concerned, it is never a suggested method. ठीक है? So with this, we are done with chapter number 4, Mac layer. Next time, that is on Monday, we'll start with chapter number 5, which is network layer. But before I start network layer, what I'll do is I'll spend 1 hour talking about IP addressing on Monday, so that आपको lab में थोड़ा easy हो, because I feel that in lab you will be facing issue with IP addressing. क्योंकि आपके लैब ऑलरेडी चालू हो चुके पैकेट ट्रेसर में, डे इन डे आउट यू नीड टू यूज IP एड्रेसिंग. और अगर थियरी में मैं IP एड्रेस कब आएगा, ऑलमोस्ट टुवर्ड्स द एंड ऑफ नेटवर्क लेयर. So better is I'll cover those topics before I start the network layer. I'll explain IP addressing so that you can utilize that information in the labs. ठीक है? That is the plan. So we'll go as per this plan in the next week, Monday. ठीक है? कोई डाउट, कोई क्वेश्चन? Let me go through the chat if there were any questions. Want store and forward increase buffer over it? Yes, obvious is it? Somebody has asked this question at that time, but probably I could not read. Buffer अगर आप कर रहे हो store and forward, तो surely you need to buffer the frame. बट बफर होता ही है, आपको इसे किसी हर एक पोर्ट पे 25-50 फ्रेम का बफर नहीं रखना है. ओनली 1 फ्रेम, जैसे ही फ्रेम मिली स्टोर हुई इमीडिएटली फॉरवर्ड इट. ठीक है? ओके, सो आई सपोज देयर आर नो मोर क्वेश्चंस. ओके, आई विल एंड द मीटिंग. थैंक यू ऑल.